Greetings and God bless. I just wanted to do a video about there's this type of autism that I have heard about. So there's a wide spectrum of adult autism, Asperger's, and so this one is called. It has to do with having an aversion to um, overwhelming, or what the individual finds to be overwhelming. And so it's the name is just really hard. It's pathological demand avoidance. So anyways, I was looking on different Facebook groups, and I was just asking because like I've been on Facebook and in different social media applications, on YouTube. And so when anybody has anything like I have an achy joint, or my hair is falling out, or I'm thinking about doing an MRI, or I have Lyme disease. So I've been in all these groups. I mean, somebody's like talking about visiting a place, and what's a good restaurant. So the world of PDA, pathological demand avoidance, is unlike anything I have ever encountered. Because in the first group I was in, I think it's PDA for professionals and family. So I was like, what kind of diet changes or no, somebody was writing about how they're distressed about their spouse being very difficult. And so I said, I'm new here, and maybe look into Lyme disease, because a lot of what I have heard about PDA and heard about in terms of autism, that Lyme has its roots in autism. Autism has its roots in Lyme disease, Lyme and co-infections, parasite infections, and whatnot. So, anyways, an admin said, suggesting that there was any biological component to this Asperger syndrome, that assigning anything biological to it is pseudoscience and completely unfounded. And that's very bizarre, because a lot of emotional challenges has to do with a nutritional deficiency, or some type of toxic exposure, or a brain injury. So that is just it boggles my mind. But the thing is, the admin was like, if you continue saying anything like this, you're going to be banned. So I left that group. So I entered it in this other one. I happened to be join this other one, and I was like, is it okay to ask about lifestyle optimization? And and so other people were like, yeah, it's this type of Asperger's has its roots possibly in Lyme disease, and blah blah blah. So maybe 7 different people said something, and then in this new PDA group, they said, an admin said, people don't want to be judged; they want to be accepted. And I'm like, I'm just like, how does speaking for myself, I'm wondering, do I have Asperger's? So I'm just like, is there a way that people can heal? I've accepted how things are, but I'm just wondering, like, does fish oil help the situation? Like, what have the experts found? And in PDA, this pathological demand avoidance community, where the admins are in charge, they are like so harsh, so defensive, so afraid of discussing nutrition, of discussing lifestyle. And the thing is, like, I'm totally, on these pages about gadolinium exposure injury, or electromagnetic sensitivity, or multiple fragrance, like multiple chemical sensitivity. Like, I'm in all of these groups. We're talking about this and the finer points of how to navigate a toxic world. And what I find with the PDA admins, they're just like, leave us alone. We want to just stay how we are. At least that's the impression I get. And it's the most toxic. Like, the admins of PDA groups just seem so toxic. And I don't know. I just wanted to say that it's really unfortunate, because it's kind of a rare. I mean, it's something kind of new. I really I don't know much about Asperger's. I don't even know a whole lot about autism, but I just find it really bizarre because the autism community knows about injection injury. They know about how pesticides on the foods it just impairs immunity. We know about just toxic stuff in the environment or stress that all plays a part in health. And it's like it's a no-brainer. And the fact that the admins of this kind of a crisis group, like people with this demand avoidance, that so much so it's called pathological, that they're so resistant to even suggesting any aid. That's the thing. Like the admins of these PDA groups, these are the two that I've interacted with, they don't want to help those suffering. They just want acceptance, and then the suffering continues. And I just find that so objectionable and disappointing and just bizarre. So yeah, that's my thought about PDA groups and their admins. I mean, the people in the groups, I don't really seem to interact for very long before an admin comes along and sets some sort of boundaries, as if, like, I mean, who would think discussing about clean air, clean food, clean water, like who would think that that is a problem? Um, so, anyways, as you can tell, my mind is boggled. So, God bless.